The purpose of this example is to learn the method and to really understand the method, so I'm going to keep inviting you to stop the video and try the next bit for yourself. If you've already tried the next bit for yourself, then fair enough, keep watching, but don't watch ahead until you really have given the next bit a go. So to start with, stop the video now if you haven't tried the problem for yourself. Okay, you've had a go at the problem, let's see how you've done. This is an overview of what your solution should look like in 3 stages. First of all, you should have formulated the simultaneous equations into a single matrix equation. It should look like this. You should have a 2 by 2 matrix times xy equals a 2 by 1 matrix. Then you should have solved that matrix equation using matrix techniques, and you should have finished up with, after a bit of working, x equals something and y equals something. And then finally you check your values of x and y by substituting them into the original equations to make sure you haven't made any mistakes. If your solution didn't look like that, stop the video and have a go at tidying it up now. Welcome back. Now we're going to put the detail in. First of all, we're going to formulate it as a matrix equation. The first thing you should have thought is, can you put that equation into a matrix form? A 2 by 1 matrix equals another 2 by 1 matrix. If you haven't managed to do that, pause the video and have a go. Okay, what you should have got is the top element of both matrices are equal because of the first equation, and the bottom element of the 2 matrices are equal because of the second equation. That's not quite formulated yet in the way we want it. The final stage should look like this: a 2 by 2 matrix times xy equals a 2 by 1 matrix. If you haven't done that yet, pause the video and have a go. This is what you should have got. That's the 2 by 2 matrix, and the right hand side is just the same. If you're not sure why, just multiply these 2 matrices together and you'll see they give you this. In an exam, if you missed out this intermediate step, you wouldn't lose any marks. It's a good idea to put it in, but you can leave it out. So that's the problem formulated as a matrix equation. Now have a go at solving that matrix equation. Pause the video if you haven't done it successfully and resume watching when you've had a go yourself. Now we're going to solve this matrix equation. What we're aiming for is to be able to write the matrix xy equals something, in other words, to make that matrix the subject of the formula. Pause the video now and have a go. The first thing you should have written is, because we always do the same to both sides, to multiply on the left, that's called pre-multiplying, by the inverse of the 2 by 2 matrix. So we're doing exactly the same to both sides. This is the new left hand side. We've multiplied on the left by that inverse, so we have to, on the right hand side of the equation, also multiply on the left, pre-multiply by that inverse. Pause the video and see if you can work out what the next line would be. Okay, what you should have got was this. Multiplying any matrix by its inverse gives the identity matrix. So we can now rewrite the left hand side like that. The right hand side, just leave it alone for the moment, just like that. Pause the video once more and see if you can write down the final line on this page. Okay, what you should have got is this. Any matrix multiplied by the identity isn't changed, so that left hand side is what we wanted, xy, and just for the moment, because I'm only working on one side at a time, I'm just going to write that. So we haven't finished yet, we haven't solved for xy, but we've made xy the subject of the formula. Now again, thinking about the exam, these 2 steps here show all your thinking. They show that you've understood the matrix algebra. However, if you missed them out in an exam and went to that final line, you wouldn't lose any marks. Now see if you can simplify the right hand side of that equation to solve for x and y. Pause the video while you do so. We're still solving for x and y, so the next step is to work out that inverse matrix. Pause the video and have a go at that for yourself. what you should have got is 1 over the determinant, that's 22, and then swap the elements on the leading diagonal and change the sign of the other two. The next step would be to multiply those two matrices, so pause and have a go. You should have got this, 1 over 22 times this matrix, and so clearly that is the matrix 2, 2. And so we've solved for x and y. We can write therefore x equals 2 and y equals 2. That's the question finished. The next step will be to check by substituting back, pause the video and do that. So there's the original problem and there's our answer, and we're going to check it. So write check helps the person reading it know what you're doing. And substitute into the first equation 4x minus 5y, well that would be 4 times 2 is 8, minus 5 times 2 minus 10, that equals minus 2. So the first equation works. Substitute into the second equation, 2 times 2 would be 4, plus 3 times 2 is 6, so yeah, that one equals 10, and that's true also. That's the way to do a check. This is the way not to do a check. This is faulty logic. It's what a lot of people do. Faulty logic is substituting into both sides of the equation at once. So any student who wrote this, substituting in, getting 8 minus 10 equals minus 2, therefore minus 2 equals minus 2, that student has proved that minus 2 equals minus 2. Well, we knew that already. It looks like you're doing the same thing, but it's something to watch out for. This is faulty logic and should be avoided. It's now really important that you go back and check that you really understand every step. Maths is easy when you understand, so if there's anything that you're a little bit hazy about, have another look or ask someone. Come and ask me if you need to. There are always going to be 3 stages in this problem. First of all, we formulate the problem as a matrix equation. A 2 by 2 matrix times xy equals a 2 by 1 matrix. Then we're going to solve it. Quite a lot of working there, but we're going to finish up with x equals something and y equals something, and then we're going to check by substituting back, but making sure that we avoid the faulty logic.